Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to take a look at how to install Ubuntu 22.04 LTS on VirtualBox so that there is no need for you to dual boot. So VirtualBox is a software, if you don't know, which lets users to create virtual machines. So basically what a virtual machine is, it basically runs an entire operating system inside an application, inside Windows or Linux or Mac OS. So whatever the host operating system you are using, irrespective of that, so VirtualBox spins up a virtual machine, so where you can configure the hardware resources like how many number of CPUs, how much amount of RAM, how much amount of storage, all of that, and it kind of creates a sandbox in which the guest operating system, say suppose Ubuntu, is going to run. So since it's so that is about it. Now let's quickly start creating Ubuntu virtual machine. So name it as Ubuntu and it should start recognizing that it's a type Linux and the version is Ubuntu 64. Click next and then I'm giving like 6 GB of RAM because I have like almost 16 gigabytes. So 6 GB is fine where the host operating system could use 10 more gigabytes. So that's healthy. Click next. So I'm going to create a virtual hard disk now, and I'm not going to tinker with the default settings, and I recommend you to go with the default settings unless and until you know what you're dealing with. So click next, and I want a dynamically allocated virtual disk, and click next, and I'm creating a virtual disk of size 100 GB. Create. That's it. This is the initial setup of the Ubuntu. Now let's go into the settings and mount our downloaded Ubuntu ISO file. If you haven't downloaded it yet, I recommend you to go to Ubuntu downloads page. I would make sure to add this link in the description of this video as well. So once you go over here, click on Ubuntu desktop and click on the download button over here. So if you click on this, so it would download an ISO file in your system with which you could install it in the VirtualBox. So once that is done, go to system and go to processor. So I'm allocating like four CPU cores, and then in the acceleration enable nested paging, okay, and then I'm enabling PAE NX, and also I'm coming to the display and I'm allocating the maximum video memory that I could. I'm enabling the 3D acceleration. So all of these settings would smoothen your experience inside the virtual machine. And go to storage. This is an important step. Under the controller IDE, it's an empty CD. So what is happening over here is we need to mount the CD or mount the live USB file, live USB, which has the ISO file. So since this is a virtual machine and we need not to flash onto a physical drive and plug into our computer, we can just click on this and go here and choose a disk file and go to the downloads folder and where you can find the Ubuntu ISO. Click open. Yep, pretty much that's it and click on OK. So now we can basically start our Ubuntu virtual machine. Click on start and then I'm going to enter full screen mode to avoid any distractions. Yep, over here just choose try or install Ubuntu. It's going to take like 5 to 10 seconds based upon the resources that you have allocated and resources that you have on your personal laptop or desktop for that matter. And I found that like Ubuntu on the initial boot, irrespective of the resources that you have, it takes a quite a bit of time. I don't know if it's unpacking something or if it's doing something in the background. I can't really say. So once that is done, we will be prompted with an installation screen. So let's just wait for that. Yeah, it took almost 20 seconds for me, and it prompted me with the screen. So let's just click on try Ubuntu because I want to change the resolution of this window to a bigger resolution so that I could read text properly and see the windows properly. Come on Ubuntu, I expect you to be a little more faster. You are supposed to be very fast. Go to settings and search for display probably. Right, displays. Resolution, let's just choose 1920 by 1200. That should work. Keep changes. I hope that this is like better for you guys as well. And on the desktop, we can see install Ubuntu. Just double click on it. It will launch a installation wizard for you with this annoying sound. Click continue. If you want to change the keyboard layout, you can do that here. Click on continue again. And then I would also want to install the third-party software for graphics and Wi-Fi hardware. I recommend to do this to check this because Ubuntu in the background downloads a lot of drivers that are required, irrespective of the installation type. If you are installing it as a virtual machine, or even if you are installing it as your primary operating system out of the live USB, I recommend doing this. Click on continue. This is cool. Preparing Ubuntu guys. Okay, come on. Wow, weird. I just tried to change the display resolution and it just reset back to the original one. Weird Linux. It's okay. We can change it back to 1920 by 1600. Keep changes. Right. I'm choosing here erase disk and install Ubuntu. If you have a separate partition table that you want to create and separate partitions, uh, like whatever you wish. If you don't wish to have ext4 as your primary file system, you could just click on something else and create the partitions for yourself. But I'm not going to do that in this video. I'm just going to erase disk and install Ubuntu because this is a like since it's a virtual machine and I created just a virtual disk, so it doesn't really matter. I don't have any data on that virtual disk. Install now. So it's saying that on this, so basically all this partition, this is the partition that's going to be affected on this. These two partitions are going to be created. One is ext4, which is going to serve as the root directory, root file system mounted at slash for us, and the ESP is for the something like FAT32, where the system is going to store its boot information. Click on continue. This is my time zone correct. Click on continue. It's going to ask for the like the essential trivial stuff like your name, computer's name, password, everything. Uh, right. I don't want to log in automatically, so I'm not going to opt that feature. Click on continue. All right. So this is going to take at least like 5 to 10 minutes, depending upon the resources that you have allocated and the resources that you have on your host machine. So I'm quickly going to pause the video for a while until it's going to install the Ubuntu. Let's meet. I'll meet you once the installation is done. Okay. The installation is complete right now. So once the installation is complete, you should see something like this. So would you want to continue the testing or restart? No, I just want to, restart into the Ubuntu. So I'm clicking on restart now. Ideally, it should also remember the resolution. So yeah, now here it's asking me to remove the installation medium and press enter. Since this is a virtual box, you don't have to remove anything, just hit enter. It should reboot for you. And now let's wait for it to boot up. I'm hoping that it would remember the resolution that I was set up during the installation, but let's see what's going to happen because it's pretty annoying to set the resolution every time. Nope, it doesn't remember the resolution that I set. It's okay. I mean, like it's not the end of the world. Click on settings. Come on, displays. Keep changes. Yep. Right. Yep, as soon as we log in, so something like this is prompted to you. Click on skip. I don't want to use legal patch, but if you guys are interested in that, you can set up live patch. I don't want to send any system information. I don't want to help Ubuntu. I mean, privacy, bro. I don't want to turn on the location services as well, and I don't want to install any software right now. So I'm just going to click on done. Yep. So that's pretty much it for the installation of Ubuntu 22.04 LTS version. So I'm not going to discuss anything more in this video. We are going to take a deep dive first look in the upcoming video where I would be listing out all the features of the Ubuntu, what kind of display manager it uses, what kind of shell it uses, how bloated it is, what are the out of the box features that you're going to get if you use Ubuntu, and the $1 million question: should you use Ubuntu as a beginner to Linux? Okay then. See you guys in the next video. Bye bye.